Almost Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Dan Blocker Beach in Malibu, California, and happy Thanksgiving. Wow, did you also experience the blackout last night? Well, if you were here in Malibu, it's very possible and likely that you did. I know it must have been very upsetting to many of the preparations and everything else, and who knows. But so interesting, my wife pointed out, so true, how actually we had such a fantastic time with the kids with the flashlights. Alright, so we didn't have hot food. Who needs hot food? But it was really special, very, very special. It got us present to being really grateful for the blessings we have in our life. And it also got me present just to the beauty that we have all the time. And to the blessings of the sun. Wow, the sun has a whole new meaning when you don't have any lights. Anyway, we're grateful. Happy Thanksgiving. We should all be in a continuous state of being grateful because that's what it's all about. Having said that, this week's Torah portion, we read about Joseph. Joseph was sold by his brothers. You can read about that on our website at jewishmalibu.com/parsha. And then he ended up becoming the viceroy of Egypt in next week's Torah portion, which was the second to the Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. But for 2 years prior to that, he was in prison. And something really interesting takes place that sets off the chain of events that leads to him becoming the viceroy. In the time that he was in prison, he was so liked by the people that were there, by the warden and everybody else, that they elevated him to be like kind of a leader there. And in the Torah story, this week we read about how Joseph notices that these two guys, they got something on their mind, they're depressed. Which is why he asked them, what's going on? How are you doing? Are you okay? Which is why they shared with them their dream, which he ended up interpreting correctly, which ended up becoming the impetus of his freedom 2 years later. So think about that. Here he was, Mr. Powerful in the prison, and a prisoner who, just as another subject, this is long before any of these organizations about prisoners' rights, etc. You're talking about ancient times. Who had rights? And think about it. What was on Joseph's mind? He was concerned about these prisoners. Are you okay? Are you feeling good? And because of that, they shared with him his dreams, and everything else leads to his becoming the second in command in Egypt. So what a great lesson for all of us that the Torah is teaching us, because of course, everything about the Torah is a lesson. Number one is to be cognizant to those around us. And number two, to be empathetic and to care. And who knows, one day that moment may turn around to become something that's a clear form of blessing to you. Not for that reason have you done it, but the Torah enlightens us to that possibility. Have a Shabbat Shalom. Hope you'll join us for the holiday of Hanukkah. The different events that we have, you can look it up online at jewishmalibu.com. And of course, always come for Shabbat. You can always come. This is actually a couple miles from the Chabad in Malibu, but it's close enough. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for watching.